A search for answers after a brutal dog attack in the city's biggest park.
It's a little chilling, and this happened in a park, which is really scary.
Almost 2 weeks since a dog attack in Forest Park, the owner and the dogs in question still haven't been found.
I don't want it to happen again.
The storms move out as the intense heat breaks. Tonight, I'm tracking a return to normal heat, then timing out a taste of early fall weather.
An item pulled off the agenda, still at the top of mind for residents.
Hundreds of people showing up to protest a proposed data center in St. Charles, as the people behind the project say they're going to rework it to address community concerns.
It will definitely come back. They got the money, and it's all about the money.
Plus, protesters clash inside Congressman Wesley Bell's town hall.
They will not touch her.
Live, First Alert 4 starts now.
First at 10, chaos unfolding inside a congressman's town hall. Several protesters were booted from the event after causing commotion and calling out Congressman Wesley Bell. This is First Alert 4 at 10. I'm Morgan Harris in for Samantha Jones.
And I'm Corey Stark. The town hall was billed as a chance for people to talk to the congressman before those protests broke out. John Kipper is live downtown with why people were riled up tonight. John?
Yeah, Corey, Morgan. This was supposed to be a town hall to discuss all the pressing issues facing the nation and St. Louis, but really just one issue took over: the Israel-Palestine conflict, as pro-Palestinian protesters completely took over the meeting as they shouted at Wesley Bell for his support of Israel. Later, protesters say that Bell's votes in Congress led to violence in Gaza.
Wesley Bell has voted with and is supporting the funding of the mass murder and starvation of men, women, and children in Palestine. This is happening with American support, and he is in Congress supporting monetarily and diplomatically this genocide.
It got so intense, security physically removed at least one protester from the building. The moderator threatened to kick out multiple more protesters inside. And even outside, you could hear more shouting, and even the banging of pots and pans. Bell took time to answer questions about redistricting, tornado relief, and Gaza, but at times it was hard to understand Bell's answers to questions, and he had to stop to answer multiple times. Bell did get support from pro-Israel lobbying group AIPAC last election, before he defeated incumbent Cori Bush. Afterward, Bell tells us there has to be a civil discourse.
We've seen town halls all across the country, and people are angry. And so I wanted to give people an opportunity to talk, because these are tough issues. And you know, some people see it one way, some people see it the other, but we gotta be able to figure out a way to at least hear each other.
Now, after the town hall, protesters were hanging out just across the street from me for some time. They left just about 30-40 minutes ago. And also, we did reach out to SLMPD for comment to see if they made any arrests and to see what happened from their standpoint. And we have yet to hear back. Reporting live downtown, John Kipper, First Alert 4.
All right, John, thank you. Let's turn to weather, where this time lapse of First Alert radar shows storms moving south, taking some of that heat with it. Steve joins us now. And Steve, the intense heat may be gone, but normal summer heat returns.
We'll take it. We'll take normal summer heat. But you're right. That's what is going to replace the intense heat and humidity we've had because of this cold front, which is actually still sparking a few storms to the south. St. Francis, St. Genevieve County. If you're in Iron and Reynolds, you still may have a little shower or storm before the night is over. Nothing severe, but maybe a heavy shower like what's around Iron Mountain Lake and what is developing around Park Hills as well. But that's all going to move south overnight, and it dries out. The temperature is down about 11 degrees from the high. We're down to 82 degrees. Some spots in the 70s. Hillsborough at 74. Washington at 77 degrees. There's Centralia at 81. And by tomorrow morning, temperatures down around 73 for our low, but it's still a little bit muggy. You're still going to notice some humidity, but partly cloudy, a little bit of humidity, and near normal summer heat on the way. I'll detail how long that lasts before a stronger push of cooler and less humid air that's a taste of early fall type weather comes in my 10-day forecast coming up.
All right, Steve, we'll circle back. Thank you. And while the weather changes, make sure you have the First Alert 4 weather app. Download it now. By scanning that QR code and turning on push notifications, you'll get the latest updates wherever you are. Developing now, we're learning more about a deadly shooting that shut down part of a major road in North City for hours. Police responded to this scene near West Florissant and Thrush just after 5 p.m. We do know an adult man is dead. Police have not yet released any information on a suspect as the investigation continues.
New at 10, a family searching for answers nearly 2 weeks since 3 dogs attacked a man in Forest Park.
Tonight, police have not found those dogs or the man connected to the attack. Or Jordan Burrell is hearing from people close to the victim. Jordan.
Yeah, tonight I visited the victim at his home where he's still recovering from his serious injuries. While there, I spoke to his brother, who tells me this attack was not only traumatic, but something the community should be worried about happening again. Now, I must warn you, some of the images within this story may be difficult to see.
Not only is it traumatic to have one dog, but to have 3 pull in all different directions. Yeah, and he's lucky to be alive.
It's a walk that Vernon Bourne says his brother has done a million times as a member of the St. Louis Track Club. His brother, who doesn't want to be identified in fear of retaliation by the owner, is a 75-year-old veteran. Nearly 2 weeks ago, 3 pit bulls attacked him in Forest Park.
He's on blood thinners, so when he got attacked and it opened him up, he bled out. They're medicating him and he is swollen. So he's not out of the water yet.
Vernon's brother says the dogs came out of nowhere, no leashes, no collars, and pulled him to the ground.
One knocked him down and the other 2 joined right in, and he didn't have a chance.
These pictures show the extent of his injuries, deep gashes, stitches, and more. The victim's wife says the wounds require constant elevation, and the swelling is so severe his skin is starting to split.
Now, while they were chewing on him in all different directions, they were dragging him down the asphalt road. And if it wasn't for the owner beating them off with his cane or whatever he had, one at a time, they would have sat there and chewed him till he was nothing.
Vernon's brother survived, but his trauma lingers. He says the owner drives a black 4-door sedan and hopes they will be found. The victim says the person backed away from the scene so no one could see his license plate.
He was terrified of getting caught, and I hope he does.
Surveillance cameras in the park can identify license plates, but the family tells me police told them the black sedan wasn't caught on any cameras.
They're still out there, and they got a taste for blood now.
The family says it was 3 pure white pit bulls, and the owner was a man about 5'10", and he drove a black 4-door sedan. If you know any information that can help solve this case, you're asked to report it to St. Louis Police.
Hey, ho, ho, the data center has got to go. Hey, hey.
Protesting a large data center that was pulled off the agenda. A St. Charles City Council meeting actually had to move to a bigger venue tonight because of the public outcry over this proposed project. Now, organizers behind the project say they're going back to the drawing board to address community concerns.
Our Sean Logging is live at that meeting where this project is drawing quite the reaction from residents tonight, Sean.
Morgan, Corey, this meeting is still actually going on in this room right over here. Now, the St. Charles City Council had nothing to vote on tonight related to this data center project, but that hasn't stopped hundreds of people from showing up. Now, we just wrapped up about 3 hours of people talking about the data center project, some for, but most were against.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, the data center has got to go.
In a tide of red showing opposition, a wave of yellow and orange of support, largely from unions. Tuesday, there was a large turnout for a proposed data center in St. Charles by Highway 370 and Harry S. Truman Boulevard.
We're right on top of it. We're right there.
Clifford Spinner says this would be right next to his home, and that raises a host of concerns.
It's horrible when it comes to thinking about the water issues that we have here in St. Charles, the electricity, the noise levels, the whole environmental issue.
The 440-acre site it was slated to go on is in the floodplain and wellhead protection district, where some of St. Charles drinking water comes.
Or that we would allow somebody to build on our water source. That's where we get our clean water. It's already considered a contaminated site.
There's also the process. That is something a representative from CRG Cumulus, the group behind the project, admitted before an audience of hundreds.
We did a bad job at it. We did not get out the information that was necessary.
In trying to lay out
permanent high-paying jobs at this facility. There are construction jobs for all of the skilled tradesmen.
What this project would mean,
redundancy to the water infrastructure,
met with mixed reaction. A lack of communication and transparency, Mayor Dan Borgmeyer points to as the downfall of this project.
I can't just go on the web and see who's complaining and make my decision. So I vetted it, I met with people, I looked at other data centers, and there's a lot of good about a data center. There's a lot of bad about a data center. Unfortunately, the bad got all the publicity and the good didn't. Shame on the developer.
The group behind this project says they're going to retool their proposal.
It will come back. It will definitely come back. You know, they want it. They got the money, and it's all about the money, so.
First day of high school was today.
If this project does come back before the city, we'll have to start the development process with the city from scratch. Now, something that's also been brought up is that the land for this proposed site is currently owned by a cousin of the mayor. Corey?
Yeah, Sean, to that point, speaking with the mayor tonight, what is his response to that possible family connection?
Down there, or maybe at Mr. Wallenkamp's seat.
Mayor Borgmeyer tells me that while he knows the family name, he doesn't know the people that actually own this land, and that there's about a handful of generations removed between them. Now, something else he mentioned too is that he nor the city had anything to do with negotiations regarding the land. That was between the project, Clayco, and the landowners.
Obviously, it's a hot topic as that meeting continues there in St. Charles tonight. Sean, thank you.
Tonight, we're learning more about the woman tapped to replace current Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey after Bailey announced his plans to take a job with the FBI. Republican Catherine Hanaway will serve as Missouri's next Attorney General. Hanaway previously worked in the legislature and was the first female Speaker of the Missouri House. She was also a federal prosecutor, holding the title of U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Missouri from 2005 to 2009. During a news conference today, Hanaway laid out her priorities as she gets ready to take on the new role.
Working with local prosecutors, sheriffs, police, and the Highway Patrol, fighting crime is and will remain job one for this office.
Hanaway is getting ready to take over September 8th. That's the same day Andrew Bailey is set to swear into his new role in the FBI.
Drone 4, powered by Renewal by Anderson, taken to the skies over Six Flags in Eureka. After a stretch of hot days, this weekend might not be a bad one to visit the amusement park as we keep an eye on some cooler temps. Steve?
Yeah, it's going to get better by the weekend. This is the front that breaks the heat wave down to near normal heat then for tomorrow and the rest of the week. But there's a bigger push of cooler air, less humid air on the way. I'm going to time it out for you coming up.
Setting new routes in downtown St. Louis. Next, the latest company getting ready to call downtown home.
And if you're tired of the heat, we've got a story for you that will definitely cool you down. Next, why IDOT is already thinking about winter.
Stay connected and get the first alert to what's happening in St. Louis by visiting firstalert4.com and turn on push notifications to get instant updates on the First Alert 4 news and weather apps. We'll be right back.